Hey, do the thing. Okay, bye. Call of Duty. It's a game. More importantly, it is a massively successful franchise, and in this video I want to look back at one of the massive pillars that made the Call of Duty franchise so successful in the first place. 15 years ago, some developers over at Treyarch decided to make a simple, high-score based shooting gallery, for fun, using a bunch of pre-used assets in other parts of the game. This simple concept was implemented into the game as a bonus secret for the successful completion of the campaign. I, however, got to experience this game with only the true gaming platform. Mobile. Okay, but later on my brother bought Black Ops 1 for me. On the Wii. Okay, can we just get on to the... Hello MTV Cribs, welcome to my humble abode. Excuse the clutter, I was not expecting company, especially with the company outside. Ah, it seems 4chan has doxed my location. Nacht Der Untoten, a lovely little building ripped straight out of a multiplayer map, which was also ripped straight from the campaign level. All jokes aside, however, you get placed into the lower level of the building with no way to get outside as the doors have all been barricaded. And besides, you are safer in here anyways. Apparently your character is American because your most natural instinct is to fire your pistol at the local population approaching your home. Firing a weapon and hitting the undead will give you 10 points, and a successful kill will give you extra depending on what method of elimination will determine the amounts given. Points are the main currency of the mode. Spend points on guns, doors, and that's it. Yeah, there really wasn't much to do with these points early on. They simply just gatekept the other areas of the building. Anyways, I'm upstairs now, which really gives a nice view of the world outside, and I can quickly acknowledge how the atmosphere is shrouded in darkness. I mean, there are lights that can be seen in certain areas of the map, but some of those lights don't even work, and a large majority of the lighting is actually natural light, such as the bright full moon and the fires that can be seen around the building, both inside and out. I mean, you shouldn't really be all that surprised. Nacht literally means night in German after all. Finding another set of stairs will lead you to a side room on the ground floor where you can find two things. One, there was actually a door here, and that there is a second branching path which gives you a small amount of replay variety where you can go through this door first instead of going upstairs. And secondly, the box. Shout out to my gambling addicted viewers because you are going to get a real kick out of this. For the low price of 950 points, you can gamble away that hard earned money away into a random weapon. This weapon can be either really good, mediocre, or the Springfield. America truly is the land of the free, and what doesn't scream freedom more than grabbing a trusty shotgun from a child's toy box? This pretty much covers the map design. It's very small and simple, where all you have to do is defend the barricades as slow moving zombies progress towards it. While exploring the map, more barricades will be discovered, and sometimes the zombies may get creative, which will get to a point where the zombies will eventually get inside. Not a problem, however, as a massive upside to them getting inside is that the zombies can drop power-ups which can then be picked up, ranging from insta-kills, double points, and a map-wide nuke that takes out all of the undead. The game is going by pretty smoothly, and round 6 comes up, and oh great, they're running now. Also, I'm beginning to notice that they're taking more ammunition to take out. Yeah, this is the difficulty increase, so pretty much just standing there and shooting was too easy, and there's actually a progressive difficulty as the rounds increase, which usually just means the higher the round, the tougher they are. That actually concludes this map in both design and gameplay. All you really need to do now is just spin the box and try out weapons. I mean, look at this cabinet. Surely there will be something good in it for the 1500 points. But all good things must come to an end, and surely enough... well, that sucks, is what you'll first say, but then you'll want to break that round record, and then you'll want to try and get the highest out of all your friends. This kind of mindset is what got this game mode to become so successful so fast, and Treyarch noticed. So when the first DLC map pack came around, they decided to add one new Zombies map. Hello, welcome back. Who said that? Oh. Welcome back to the Zombies timeline. Today we are looking at Verruckt. Regardless, when spawning in, besides the voice line, you will notice that you are actually given a proper location of where you currently are. Well, it seems I can't make America jokes anymore, but it seems like I can still rip on other things. We are given two doors to go through, and... Okay, so we only have one door to go through, and no, I am not counting that thing. Okay, but let's quickly just take a look around. Firstly, we see a blue square thing that requires power as well. At least in the previous map, the building actually kept their power bills in check. Well, I guess we can also talk about the atmosphere. The map tries to create horror in a different way. In Nacht, you are given the atmosphere of you are alone in this mess and it's just you and zombies, which overwhelms you with the feeling of hopelessness. Verruckt, however, does the opposite. You can see clearly, the sun is out, and little to no fog obstructions can be seen. Your character is claiming to be a marine. It's safe to assume that he is on a specific mission. He has a goal and a purpose of being here. So, how is this map scary? Oh, well, I'm glad you asked, because you see, the map is too lively. Verruckt had a large amount of investment put into it rather than Nacht, as you can see more environmental storytelling with the building clearly being worn down. Pipes broken, leaking water, broken down facilities, and piles of debris lie around the building. Also, I forgot to mention the most important thing. Okay, I'm just gonna turn that back down. In Nacht, you were alone, but in Verruckt, you are not, even though you should be. Verruckt is an asylum. I mean, again, look at the Google
Verruckt.
Translate. These are tormented souls still haunting the place, ranging from men, women, and even children. Interacting with certain objects can even trigger certain sound effects. Okay, so gameplay is pretty standard. Nothing is removed, only added upon. You know the drill, buy doors, guns, box, die. Yes! But now we have a few added mechanics. As mentioned before, there's a power switch in the map. Once this switch is turned on, all power required objects are now unlocked. That door shown earlier is now opened. That machine allows the purchasing of perks, and that trap can be turned on. Okay, so let's quickly go over all the new additions. The box got a little more, also this. Well, that's not good. After a certain number of box purchases, you can now get a teddy bear. When this happens, the box will teleport away to a new location on the map. The next location is determined randomly, so you'll have to run around the map looking like an idiot until you find a new location. Power-ups. Yeah, there's nothing new. Well, kinda. A small icon now appears when you get insta-kill and double points instead of just a previously used timer. Once the icon starts flashing, it indicates that time is running out. In terms of new weapons, a few weapons were added that were literally just weapon with attachment, which I think we can both agree is pretty boring. Unless we're talking about the PPSH, woo! Another weapon of interest is actually the Bouncing Betty, a unique weapon that is actually its own separate equipment slot, separate from the primary and secondary grenades. You are given 2 on purchase, but these 2 will regenerate every new round, so I usually just stack them in a corner to use them as an emergency resource, aka I'm bad. Alright, let's get on to the perks. There are 4 perk machines that give certain upgrades to your character for a fee. Going down will lose all your perks on revive, so it's important to make the most out of your purchase. As shown in footage already, we saw quick revive. Yeah, it's bad. This perk lets you revive teammates faster. Now remember, I said revive teammates, so if you're playing solo, yeah, you just wasted 1500 points, you dunce. Jug, or Juggernog, is pretty simple. Instead of dying after getting hit 2 times, now it's 5 times. This is hands down the best perk in the entire franchise because it allows you to play more risky, and at higher rounds it almost feels necessary. Speed Cola. You, reload faster? You shouldn't be that surprised when I tell you that this is good. Finally, Double Tap, an extremely controversial perk as all it does is increase your firing speed. On certain weapons, this is really good. On others, it feels like you're wasting ammo unless you have really good trigger discipline. Another weapon, kinda, is the traps. Around the map, there are weird prongs and also a red fuse box. You can spend 1000 points on the fuse box to turn on an electric wall for a short period of time. After that period of time, the trap will go on a small cooldown before you can repurchase it again. Fun fact, lightning attacks indiscriminately, so you will take damage if you stand in the trap. It won't immediately kill you if you're using Jug, so you can go through it with no issue. Unless you're standing in it for more than like 0.2 seconds, holy sh. Oh, yeah, I'm gonna be real, I just cheated this because I have no friends. If you were playing in a lobby with 3 or more players, the team will actually be split in half, with 2 players being on each side of that power door, so that you are only able to reunite with your long lost squad when you turn on the power. Despite the difficulty increase, Verruckt was a massively upgraded version of Nacht, which caused the map to fall into obscurity over the years, and honestly I feel bad for Nacht, as if it wasn't for Nacht, Verruckt wouldn't be a thing. With the major success of Verruckt, it was only natural that Treyarch let Zombies continue and were fully planning on adding more maps to the game, so only one question would pop up in the fans' heads. What's next?
I'm deadly. I'm fast. I'm drunk.
Are we good? Okay, Welcome back to me explaining zombie maps for a random amount of time. Shi No Numa is the third zombie map to be released, and in my opinion it is definitely the weakest out of the 4 original maps. And I will explain why in a moment, but first let's state some obviousness. Shi No Numa is adding more to the zombies formula than we already have. There's only one notable thing that was removed from the map, and that is the power mechanic, but don't worry, it won't be gone for long. This is the start of the zombie story technically, as this is the first map to introduce a proper zombies crew. A zombies crew is more of a community given name for a group of 4 playable characters in one or more zombies maps. Technically, the Marines from Verruckt were first, but they didn't really have that much characteristics. To prove my point, look at these 2 videos. The one on the left is an audio archive of all 4 Marine voice lines from Verruckt. The video on the right is the audio voice line of one character from Shi No Numa. So who is our fun and wacky crew? Well, the group consists of 4 people who at this point have the characteristic of stereotypical. All I really need to do is just give a short explanation of who he is, and you can literally just fill in the blanks. Tank Dempsey is a badass Marine. Nikolai Belinsky is a drunk Soviet soldier. Takio Masaki is an honorable Imperial Japan soldier. And Edward Richthofen is a German scientist from a certain point in time that may get me in trouble with YouTube. So yeah, I'm not going to go into detail about these characters, and I don't really have to at this point because they were all designed to be one-noted. But later on they decided to give zombie crews these cringe things such as emotions. Okay, but properly onto the gameplay. The map is designed with an X-like layout, with the center being a general hub to go to the other areas. Each area will have a perk, but the interesting thing is you are never told which perk is where, and it is entirely randomized every playthrough. This is pretty much the entirety of the replay value for the map, which isn't a bad thing. I mean, compared to the other 2 maps, they only had 2 directions to go through, and in Verruckt's case, you didn't even get a choice. Other things of importance is that this is the first map where you actually get to go outside. And this is why I said that being inside is safer after all the way back at the start of the video. Because zombies will just randomly rise from the ground all around you, which pretty much makes the area feel like a giant death trap. The horror aspects are almost completely gone, and you will be certainly lucky if you hear some random whispering from a ghost, which is pretty much it. Instead, the map tries to do environmental storytelling a total of 1 time, because at a certain spot on the map, you can see this weird looking meteorite accompanied with some weird sounding noises. Gameplay additions have only 3 big things. Firstly, let's talk about the new trap, the Flogger. It's an extremely iconic trap because of how unique it is. The best way to summarize it is that this thing works like a windmill of mass destruction, completely annihilating anything that comes near it. Well, unless you're crawling, but don't tell them that. Another weapon that makes its grand debut is the Wonderwaff. This is the second wonder weapon to be introduced into zombies, and I bet you're wondering, well, what's the first? And I have to admit something. I have somehow not managed to get the ray gun out of the box throughout the entire recording session so far, and I was way too lazy to go back and get extra footage of me just grabbing and using the thing. Anyways, these 2 weapons are extremely strong, but have the downside of low ammo and less points being given when obtaining kills with it. But in all seriousness, these bad boys spawn in on a unique round all by themselves, with the world getting foggy, a unique noise is played, and you hear... Yeah, so the doggos start spawning in with a bolt of lightning and start sprinting towards you faster than any zombie has before. They only spawn in 2 at a time, and you only need to take out like 6. The reward for your effort is a max ammo, which is extremely helpful. But yeah, I just explained everything again, and honestly, I didn't really have any jokes set up for this section because honestly, the map just isn't my forte. I think the biggest issue is that the best part of this map is the fact that it's buggy, with new Wonderwaff being overpowered and the zombies cap per round is 24. If you ask me, if the best thing about your map is the fact that you programmed it poorly does not mean it is good, which is unfortunate because it adds multiple things that will be continued throughout the series, but let's just continue on with the video with the final map of World at War.
Whoa, free map pack for 4. Now who am I gonna take?
Well, this is the Riese. And to be completely clear, I didn't know how I wanted to approach it in the video. This map incorporates the best of all things from other maps while also making small changes to the pre-existing things. I didn't want to do this kind of wacky, funny editing in this section, just me and some footage, because in all seriousness, this is one of the best maps in COD Zombies in general. This map sets the standard of what's next in the franchise, and it feels so difficult to properly explain this map. Sure, you can accuse me of enjoying it because of nostalgia, but the map is genuinely great. I do want to mention 2 things, however, with the map. The first are the teleporters. These are a form of fast travel to get to the spawn location of the map quickly and use it as a safety barrier when surrounded by zombies. There are 3 teleporters on the map, and they need to be uplinked with the spawn area teleporter. Also, I know Shi No Numa had a weird fast travel thing as well, but it was extremely bad as you couldn't even use it when zombies were near and it barely went anywhere. Doing the uplink to all 3 teleporters will unlock the Pack-a-Punch, a machine with an extremely high price of 5,000 points that will upgrade your weapon. This is where the replayability comes in. With more than 20 weapons allowed to be pack-punched, you are given the freedom to customize your loadout like never before seen. All of your weapons have a new kind of viability, and even if the upgrades were bad, it's just fun to see what changed with them. In terms of new weapons, you are given the monkey bomb, which distracts zombies for a few seconds and then blows up like a grenade. There's a few things I purposely do not want to mention, because I think part of the fun of this map is just exploring it. Because out of all maps from World at War, this is one you need to play the most. This concludes Zombies for Call of Duty World at War. Next time in Zombies, we take a leap in time to the 60s and take a look at familiar territory that is Black Ops.